Namaste. This is the continuation lecture of the previous class of 7th semester of analysis, and we are studying unit 1 of fluorometry, and now we are on instrumentation of fluorometry. So let's see the detection. We have completed many instrumentation. Now let's see the detector. Detector is also a part, as I told you, and I show you in the above diagram. So, all commercial fluorescent instruments use photomultiplier tube as a detector, and a wide variety of type are available. The material from which the photocathode is made determine the spectral range of the photomultiplier, and generally two tubes are required to cover the complete UV visual range. The S5 type can be used to detect fluorescence out to approximately 650 nanometer, but if it is necessary to measure the emission at long wavelength, a special red sensitive photometer multiplier should be employed. The limit of sensitivity of a photomultiplier is normally governed by the level of dark current, which is the signal derived from the tube with no light falling on it. The dark current is caused by the thermal activation and can usually be reduced by cooling the photomultiplier. Another method of minimizing dark current is to use a stroboscopic source, since the ratio of dark current to fluorescence will be very small during each high intensity flash. During the period between flashes, when the dark current is relatively high, the photomultiplier output can be disconnected. The overall result in that the dark current no longer become the limitation to sensitivity. The spectral response of all photomultiplier varies with wavelength, but it is sometimes necessary to determine the actual quantum intensity of the incident radiation, and a detector insensitive to change a wavelength is required. A suitable quantum counter can be made from a concentrated solution of rhodamine is 101 in ethylene glycol, which has the property of emitting the same number of quanta of light as it absorbs, but over a very wide wavelength. Thus, by measuring the output of the quantum counter at one wavelength, the number of incident quantum over a wide wavelength range can be measured. So next is the readout device. The output from the detector is amplified and displayed on a readout device, which may be a meter or a digital display. It should be possible to change the sensitivity of the amplifier in a series of discrete steps so that sample of widely differing concentration can be compared. A continuous sensitivity adjustment is also full so that the display can be made to read directly in concentration unit. Digital display are most legible and free from misinterpretation. Improvement in precision is obtained by the use of integration technique, where the average value over a period of few seconds is displayed as an unchanged signal. Microprocessor electronic provide output directly compatible with printer system and computer, eliminating any possibility of operator error in transferring data. So, readout device is used so that the thing which is detected by the detector, the readout device, so that output which come out from the detector. It gives the reading. It may be displayed or in a meter form, but displayed is more accurately than the meter form. So here we have completed the two compounds, detector and the readout devices. Hope you will like the video. For any query you can comment below. Thank you.